What if I told you that one invisible chemical inside your brain can predict whether you'll stop watching this video or stay until the very end? And here's the strange part. The biggest YouTubers in the world understand this chemical better than most people watching their videos. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how it works. But first, I want you to notice what your own brain does over the next few minutes. Have you ever promised yourself on screen whisper, just one more video, just one more video? The video ends, a new thumbnail appears. Without thinking, you click again. 10 minutes becomes 30, 30 minutes becomes 2 hours. Then you look at the clock and ask yourself, how did that happen? Here's the surprising part. It probably wasn't your lack of willpower. Most people believe social media is addictive because it's entertaining. That's only half the story. The real reason is hidden inside a tiny chemical messenger that evolved thousands of years before smartphones even existed. And once you understand what that chemical actually does, you'll never look at YouTube the same way again. You've probably heard dopamine called the pleasure chemical. That sounds good, but it isn't completely true. If dopamine were only about pleasure, you'd stop scrolling as soon as you found one great video. But that's not what happens. Instead, you keep looking for another one, and another, and another. Why? Because dopamine isn't really the chemical of pleasure, it's the chemical of pull. Imagine your brain has an engine. That engine doesn't ask, did you enjoy that? Instead, it asks, what comes next? That single question changes everything. In the next minute, I'm going to show you the 4-step loop that keeps millions of people watching videos far longer than they planned. Once you see it, you'll start recognizing it everywhere. Every thumbnail, every title, every viral video, and maybe even this one. Here it is. The invisible cycle that powers many of the internet's most successful videos. It only has 4 steps. They look simple, but together they can keep millions of people watching far longer than they ever intended. Let's walk through each one. Everything begins with a cue,
a thumbnail,
a title, a notification, a friend's recommendation. Anything that tells your brain something interesting might be here. Notice what I said, might. Your brain doesn't know if the reward is real. It only knows there's a possibility. That tiny possibility is enough to grab your attention. Here's something most people never realize. The notification itself isn't the reward, it's only the invitation. The real magic happens next. This is the most powerful part of the entire loop. It's called anticipation. Most people assume dopamine rises after you get what you want, but your brain often becomes even more active while it's waiting. Think about opening a mystery box, or waiting for the winner of a competition, or hearing someone say, I'll tell you the secret in just a minute. Before the answer arrives, your brain is already leaning forward. It wants closure. It wants certainty. And that feeling keeps you watching. But anticipation alone isn't enough. If creators stop here, they lose their audience. The 3rd step is where your brain makes a decision. Action is the moment you respond. You click, you swipe, you stay instead of leaving. It feels like a small decision, but every click tells the platform something important. It says, this caught my attention. One click doesn't seem like much, but millions of tiny decisions shape what the algorithm recommends next. Now ask yourself something. When was the last time you clicked a video without even remembering why? That wasn't random. Your brain had already made the decision before you consciously noticed it. Finally comes the reward. Maybe you learn an amazing fact. Maybe the joke finally lands. Maybe the mystery is solved. Maybe the ending is exactly what you hoped for. That's when your brain says, that was worth it. But here's the twist that changes everything. The reward isn't actually the most important part. It's what happens after the reward that keeps the loop alive. Because if every reward were predictable, you'd eventually stop watching. So why don't you? The answer comes from a surprising place, the casino. So why don't you stop watching after one great video? Because your brain isn't chasing certainty, it's chasing possibility. Psychologists call this a variable reward schedule. You don't have to remember the name. Just remember this. The rewards are unpredictable. Sometimes the next video is amazing. Sometimes it's just okay. Sometimes it's just a complete waste of time. But you never know which one comes next. And that's exactly what keeps you scrolling. Imagine walking into a casino where every machine paid the exact same price every single time. Would anyone keep playing? Probably not. Predictability becomes boring. Uncertainty creates excitement. And social media platforms understand that better than almost anyone. That's why every swipe feels important. Your brain quietly whispers, the next one could be even better. Most of the time, it isn't. But every once in a while, you discover an incredible video. That one success resets your expectations and the cycle begins again. But the biggest creators don't rely on luck alone. They use something even more powerful. It's called an open loop. An open loop is simply an unanswered question. Your brain doesn't like unfinished stories. It doesn't like missing information. It naturally wants closure. That's why questions are so powerful. Not because they're mysterious, but because your brain wants to finish what it started. Think about what happened earlier in this video. I told you this next idea changes everything. At that moment, your brain started waiting for the explanation. That tiny feeling of curiosity wasn't an accident. It was an open loop. And here's something fascinating. You probably didn't even notice it happening. Now, here's where great storytelling becomes different from clickbait. Great creators open a question, then deliver a meaningful answer. Clickbait opens a question and never really answers it. One builds trust, the other slowly destroys it. The best creators rarely stop at one open loop. Before they answer the first question, they introduce another, then another. Each answer naturally leads to the next idea. You're never confused. You're simply curious about what's coming next. That's why the best educational videos don't feel like lectures. They feel like stories. But here's the question that matters most. When does using the dopamine loop become helpful? And when does it become manipulation? That answer separates great creators from forgettable ones. So when does the dopamine loop become manipulation? The answer isn't the technique, it's the intention behind it. Every storyteller creates curiosity. Teachers do it, authors do it, filmmakers do it. Even your favorite conversations begin with a question that makes you want to know more. The problem isn't creating curiosity. The problem is making promises you never intend to keep. Think about the last time you clicked on a video with an incredible title, only to discover there wasn't much there. How did you feel? Probably disappointed. Your brain remembers broken promises, and eventually it stops believing them. Now think about your favorite creator. Why do you keep coming back? It's probably not because they have the flashiest thumbnails. It's because they've earned your trust. Every question leads to a real answer. Every promise has a payoff. Every video leaves you feeling like your time was well spent. That's what keeps an audience coming back for years, not days. Take a look at this comparison. Left side, what both types of creators do. Use strong titles, create curiosity, ask questions, build anticipation, encourage viewers to keep watching.
Right side, what makes them different ethical creators?
Deliver on their promises, teach something useful, respect the viewer's time, build long-term trust.
Clickbait creators,
overpromise, underdeliver,
create frustration,
lose credibility over time. Most people think the YouTube algorithm is a cold, heartless robot, but it's really watching one thing, people. If viewers stay engaged, the algorithm assumes the video provided value. It can't measure honesty. It can't measure integrity. Those choices belong to the creator. That's why the best creators don't chase attention alone. They earn it. So the next time you find yourself scrolling late at night, pause for just a second. Ask yourself one simple question. Am I enjoying this, or am I simply waiting for the next hit of curiosity? That single question gives you something many people never have: awareness. The platforms haven't changed. Their goal is still to keep you watching, but now you understand the game. You're no longer trapped inside the loop. You're the one holding the map. If this video helped you understand why certain videos are so hard to stop watching, I'd really appreciate your support. Subscribe to the channel. Every subscriber helps us create more educational content like this. More importantly, it helps support our mission to find new ways to serve and feed veterans and their families through the work of our nonprofit community. Together, learning can make a real difference. Now, I have a question for you. What is one video that you simply couldn't stop watching recently? Leave it in the comments. Let's break down the psychology behind it together. You might be surprised by what we discover. Now that you understand the dopamine loop, there's one more psychological trick you should know. Why do we click videos that make us angry? In the next video, we'll uncover the surprising answer. And once you see it, you'll never scroll the same way again.
Your channel is bleeding out, and you're probably looking at the wrong wound. Most creators in our community think a lack of views is a traffic problem. They think the algorithm is a gatekeeper keeping them out. The brutal truth, you don't have a traffic problem. You have an efficiency problem. You are leaking the views you've already earned. By the end of this brief, you will have a 10-minute tactical audit that fixes those leaks and stops you from guessing why your numbers are flatlining. Open your YouTube studio right now. If your impressions are high, but your views are low, your content isn't the problem. Your packaging is. In the military, we talk about signature management, how you appear to the enemy before the fight even starts. On YouTube, your thumbnail and title are your signature. If they don't command attention, the mission is over before you even deploy. Most of you are falling into the CTR death trap. You create a thumbnail that looks cool but says nothing. Or worse, you promise a high-speed story and deliver a slow-motion lecture. You're breaking viewer trust in the first 5 seconds. Here is where the AI experts get it wrong. They tell you to chase high-volume keywords, how to make money, or veteran benefits. That is a suicide mission. If you target high-volume keywords that have nothing to do with your specific perspective, you pull in the wrong crowd. They click, realize they're in the wrong place, and bounce. That tells the algorithm your video is a failure. The pivot. Stop trying to rank for broad terms. Start ranking for the specific problem your video actually solves. If your video is about VA home loan mistakes in Texas, don't title it Real Estate Tips. Use precision. Small data matters. Even 100 views from the right humans can trigger a viral breakout. Let's talk about the intro spike, or in most of your cases, the intro cliff. If your retention graph drops like a rock in the first 30 seconds, your hook is actually a hole. Most of you spend too much time on logos, fancy intros, and saying, "Hey guys, welcome back to the channel." Delete it, all of it. Cut the first 15 seconds of your next script entirely. Start exactly where the action begins. Use the 3-word match. The first 3 words spoken in your video must directly mirror the core promise of your thumbnail. Alignment is the only way to sustain momentum. Don't let analysis paralysis keep you on the sidelines. You see charts. I want you to see human behavior. Average view duration. AVD is your satisfaction score. High AVD tells YouTube, this person is happy, send more people. Low retention means your pacing is sluggish. Low CTR means your ideas are boring. The 1-0 Minute Fix. Sort your videos from the last 90 days by highest retention. Look at what you did right. Was it a story? Was it a specific tone? Reverse engineer your success and ignore everything else. Stop obsessing over viral hits. Start obsessing over efficiency gains. A 2% increase in CTR can double your channel's monthly reach. YouTube rewards behavior, not just effort. The creators who grow the fastest aren't luckier, they just stop wasting the attention they already earned. You have the tools, you have the intelligence. Now, go fix the leaks. Before you head back to your dashboard, I have a request. We're building this community to serve those who serve. A portion of this channel's growth goes directly toward feeding and supporting veterans in need. Your subscription isn't just a number, it's a contribution to a real-world mission. Let's talk in the comments. Open your dashboard right now. What is your current lifetime channel CTR? Drop that number below. Let's see if you're stuck in the trap or ready to scale. Mission starts now. I'll see you in the next one. We move with purpose. We refine the edge. Precision is practice. We read the field. We act. Stand at the edge and look forward. The year is 2026. The biggest event on earth is live on your screen, but the commentary sounds like a foreign language. You see 22 players moving in what looks like a chaotic swarm, a frantic chase after a single ball. For most people, that's all it is, 90 minutes of disorganized running. But you're a veteran. You know better. You know that no successful operation is ever just chaos. It's a high-stakes chess match, a battlefield. Every single movement is engineered, practiced, executed with lethal precision. What if you could see it not as a game, but as a tactical masterpiece unfolding in real time? The problem isn't the sport, it's the way you've been taught to see it. You're staring at a 90-minute match, but trying to make sense of the action without understanding the fundamental roles that dictate every pass, every tackle, every goal. The real game isn't just about the player with the ball. It's about the 10 other players, creating space, drawing defenders, setting traps. It's a silent war of attrition, fought in inches and seconds, and the commentators rarely talk about it. They focus on the explosion, not the complex network of actions that led to it. The stakes are higher than just enjoying a game. It's about missing the sheer brilliance behind a $100 million player transfer or a game-winning tactical shift that the coaches spent months designing. It's the difference between being a passive observer and an active participant, about that sense of belonging that comes from shared understanding. The camaraderie you felt in a unit where everyone knew their job. But what if I told you there was a single fundamental change in modern soccer that turned static positions into fluid, dynamic roles? Understanding this one secret is the key that unlocks everything else. By the end of our time together, you will know exactly what that secret is and how to use it to see the pitch like an elite strategist. Most people think a goalkeeper's only job is to stand between the posts and block shots. They see him as a purely reactive player. But here's where most analyses fail. In the modern era, a passive keeper is exactly how elite teams lose. If you're only watching his hands, you're missing the most critical part of his game. The keeper in 2026 isn't just the last line of defense. He's often the first and most important attacker. Traditionally, the goalkeeper is the only player allowed to use their hands, but this privilege is confined to the 18-yard penalty area. This is his fortress, but the game evolved. The modern evolution to counter this is the sweeper keeper, a hybrid role that demands the keeper plays higher up the pitch, ready to rush out and intercept through balls before a striker can even reach them. He organizes the entire defensive line, shouting commands, pointing out unmarked runners, and ensuring the team maintains its shape. When he has the ball, he becomes the 11th outfield player, the designated marksman who can launch a pinpoint 40-yard pass to start a counterattack. So here's your first micro win. When the keeper gets the ball, ignore the chaos in the midfield and watch his feet. If he can't pass accurately under pressure, the entire team's foundation is built on sand. But even the best keeper needs a wall, and that wall is changing faster than ever. Everyone focuses on the striker who scores the goals, but the real story of an attack often begins 80 yards away at the feet of the center backs. Traditionally, they were seen as the enforcers, the destroyers. The job description was simple: be tall, be strong, win every header, block every shot. But that role is a relic. Modern center backs must be ball-playing defenders, technicians who are as comfortable with the ball at their feet as a midfielder. They are now the deep-lying playmakers, the quarterbacks of the team, capable of launching a 40-yard diagonal ball to a winger with the precision of a Tom Brady. Their core mission remains defensive integrity, but a great center back doesn't just make tackles. They read the game so well, they rarely have to. Here's your next intel gathering drill. When the center back has the ball, watch his first move. Does he look up immediately, scanning the entire field like a drone, providing overwatch? While these giants anchor the middle, the players on the edges are quietly becoming the most physically dominant forces on the pitch. If you want to understand the physical demands of modern soccer, turn your attention to the players patrolling the sidelines, the fullbacks. Fullbacks have arguably the highest and most brutal physical demand in the game today. A relentless cycle of all-out sprints for 90 minutes straight. They live a dual life. At its core, the role is defensive. But as soon as their team wins the ball, they are expected to transform into attackers. Their primary job becomes providing the width for the team, stretching the opposing defense horizontally across the pitch. By staying wide, they force the opponent's defensive line to spread out, which creates pockets of space in the middle for the star midfielders and strikers to operate. For your next micro win, watch the team's shape when they attack. If the fullbacks are hesitant to run forward, watch how the entire offense collapses. In a moment, we'll move into the center of the battlefield and talk about the player who acts as the shield for this entire operation. Here's a mistake that silently kills any deep understanding of the game. Fans often ignore the defensive midfielder because they don't light up the stat sheet. This role was immortalized by the French legend Claude Makelele. He proved to the world that you don't need goals or assists to be a global superstar. The mission of the CDM is to win the ball back and then immediately give it to a more creative player. They are the tactical circuit breaker. Here's your next piece of actionable intel. The next time you see a goal happen, rewind the play 10 seconds. It probably began with a quiet, crucial tackle or an interception from the defensive midfielder. But if the CDM is the shield that protects the force, the next group of players we'll discuss is the engine that drives the entire vehicle forward. But the central midfielder, or CM, proves that being a jack of all trades is a superpower. The term you'll hear constantly is box to box. The defining characteristic of a world-class central midfielder is their work rate. It is absolutely relentless. Their job is to dictate the entire tempo of the game. They are the team's circulatory system, pumping life through the formation. In many ways, the CM is the true coach on the field. They are responsible for maintaining the team's shape and balance. Now let's talk about the magic, the players who turn a boring game into a highlight reel. The attacking midfielder, the classic number 10, is the emotional heart of soccer brilliance. Pelé, Maradona, Zidane. They are the artists, the playmakers. The number 10 operates in the most dangerous area of the pitch, the hole, a pocket of space between the opponent's midfield line and their defensive line. What separates a good cam from a great one is vision. They see passes that fans can't even spot from the elevated TV camera angle. Here's your final micro win for the midfield. Find the player who seems to always have a yard of space, even when he's surrounded. That is the smartest person on the pitch. That is the number 10. Traditional wingers used to just stay wide, hug the touchline, whip crosses into the box. But in 2026, if a winger can only do that, they're obsolete. Instead of crossing, the most dangerous are inverted wingers. Cut inside from the flank onto the stronger foot. Open the angle to shoot at goal. Turn a crosser into a primary goal scorer. It creates a nightmare for defenders. That's the engineered chaos, forcing a no-win decision. Train your eyes. Don't just watch the ball. Watch the winger's movement off the ball. We've arrived at the tip of the spear, the striker. Being a world-class striker is almost entirely a mental game. They can be invisible for 89 minutes, but if they score the winning goal in the 90th, they are the hero. First, you have the target man, then you have the poacher. Finally, there is the clinical finisher, the classic number 9. They are defined by their composure and their ruthless efficiency in front of goal. Their mental fortitude has to be unbreakable. The real reason a seemingly solid defense suddenly stops working is that they are chasing a ghost. This leads us to one of the most significant tactical innovations in modern soccer, the false 9, a striker who drops deep into the midfield, most famously perfected by Lionel Messi. It forces defenders into an impossible choice. Follow him, abandoning his position. That leaves a massive, exploitable gap. When a team is attacking, look for their center forward. Is he battling with the defenders, or has he disappeared? If you can't find him up front, scan the midfield. Most people get stuck on formations, and they treat it like a rigid, unchangeable blueprint. This is the biggest mistake you can make. A formation is nothing more than a starting point on a map. The real secret is that the map is a lie. The game is not won by static positions. It's won by fluid roles and intelligent movement. In soccer, the best teams don't have 11 players locked into 11 spots. They have 11 operators moving as one single intelligent organism. The teams that understand how to weaponize this chaos will be the ones lifting the trophy in 2026. You are no longer a beginner, a passive observer. You are now a student of the game, a strategist. Every subscription to this channel directly contributes to our goal of feeding veterans through our partnership programs. Your support helps us serve those who have served. If this breakdown helped you see the game differently, then subscribe. Join our unit. Which soccer position do you think is the hardest to play and why? Strikers face the public pressure for goals, but the midfielders do the unseen work. Drop your pick in the comments below. Our next session will be a deep dive into the specific formations that will dominate the 2026 tournament. We'll break down the 4-3-3 versus the 3-5-2. To upgrade your 2026 FIFA World Cup experience, check out the fan gear and equipment I recommend in my Amazon store. The link is in the description below. This is how we stop watching blind and start seeing the win. I will see you in the next one.
Most of you were told the same lie I was. Just post consistently, they said. The algorithm will find you. So you spent hours editing, tagged every keyword, and hit upload, only to be met with the kind of silence where even the crickets unsubscribed. It feels like screaming into a void, doesn't it? Like you're back on a midnight watch where nothing happens for hours. But here's the truth that kept me awake at 2 a.m. YouTube doesn't care about your good video. It doesn't even care about your schedule. YouTube is a mirror. It doesn't watch videos, it watches people. And if you don't understand the hidden psychology of why a human clicks, stays, and returns, your channel is already dead. Let's talk about the content treadmill. I see it every day in the veteran community. High disciplined creators uploading every single day, burning out and seeing no growth. The stake isn't just lost views. It's lost purpose. For many of us, this channel is our new mission. When it fails, it feels like we failed the mission. But the problem isn't your work ethic. It's your strategy. Consistency without strategy is just organized noise. If you're asking how often should I post, you've already lost. The question that changes everything is, why would someone stay? People blame the algorithm like it's some ghost in the machine that hates them. It's not. The algorithm is simply a report card of human behavior. It tracks 4 things: clicks, watch time, curiosity, and return visits. Translation? Did they care enough to stop scrolling? Did they care enough to finish? And most importantly, did you provide enough value that they want to see your face again tomorrow? If your video is good but boring, the machine will bury it. Because boring is the one thing YouTube cannot monetize. Viewers don't click videos, they click promises. When someone sees your thumbnail in the military niche, they ask, what's in this for me? A weak promise is my life after the Army. Nobody knows you yet. They don't care. A strong promise is the 3 minutes that saved my VA claim. That's a transformation. That's a hidden truth. Think of your video like a tactical briefing. If the intel is dry, the room checks out. You have to package your information and emotion. Use tension. Use surprise. If there's no conflict in your story, there's no reason to watch the resolution. Your video starts before you even press record. But the battle is won or lost in the first 30 seconds. The deadly intro is where most veteran creators die. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Stop.
You're bleeding retention. You need to open a curiosity loop immediately. Tell them what's at stake. Show them the reward. If you're discussing veteran benefits, start with the check they're missing, not your intro logo. Earn their attention every 5 seconds, or they'll find someone who will. Here is your new framework. Treat education like entertainment. First, use micro-wins. Give the viewer a tip or a realization in the first minute. Make them feel smarter immediately. Second, change the energy. Every 2 minutes, change the visual, the music, or the angle. Break the pattern. Third, open the loop. Halfway through, mention something crucial you'll reveal at the end. Give them a reason to stay through the mid-roll slump. High engagement isn't about being viral. It's about being unforgettable. The hardest truth is this: nobody owes you their attention. You earn it with every sentence and every cut. But when you master this, you don't just get views. You build a community. And for us, that community has a real-world impact. Every view, every sub, and every moment of engagement on this channel helps us toward our core mission, feeding our veterans. We aren't just chasing numbers, we're chasing the ability to serve those who served. So I have to ask, what's the one thing hurting your engagement right now? Is it your hooks, your pacing, or are you still chasing the consistency lie? Drop a comment below. Let's talk about it. Because as creators, we grow faster when we move as a unit. If this insight helped you, subscribe and join the mission. Let's get to work.